WTKFM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Yeah, Harrison with the
false start there on my end.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to boom again. Just because. 402-464-5685 live on a Monday night. The Starter Him and Text line. Want to be a part of what we're doing? You can. Tune in, text in, and be a part of what we're talking about. You follow on all the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. Please download the Ticket app. Simplifies all of our lives and existence. Greatly appreciate you doing it. I'm old because things aggravate me now that like now should not bother me. That should not bother me. And
got some like examples and
yeah, I'm going to dive in the pool over the course of the next hour, because when people talk about events, an event that has notoriety now was built over decades.
Mm-hmm.
Many players, many stars, many moments, friction, competition builds everything. Slam dunk contest was built over decades. Amazing athletes built that thing, the interest, the curiosity, and then the foundation in the business. NHL All-Star, Pro Bowl, WrestleMania, World Cup, the Olympics. And we're not that far from our next Olympics. And
we host them.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it. I felt it in this weekend because I was in Salt Lake City. And literally that was like all of the construction. Like they've already hosted Winter Olympics and they're doing more construction now to make it more Olympic international friendly. And so
certainly not arenas. Are we talking? We got a million arenas out here.
No, they're renovating the arenas.
Okay.
Delta Center is being renovated as we speak.
Okay, I can see renovations.
Which is why the Summer League, well, you have to make everything new again. The Huntsman Center, you got to remember the Huntsman Center is where the University of Utah plays basketball and does gymnastics, et cetera. But that's the same place, the same building that Magic and Bird played in 79. So you have to renovate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't new then. The Salt Palace, which is where the old Utah Jazz, played. Delta Center, again, that was Stockton Malone. That it's the same building.
Is the Garden the oldest one that's out there in the
NBA?
But
the Garden's been renovated.
It's been renovated.
It's been renovated.
As far as
and
the
it's
old arenas.
Yeah, it's like, so it, out of respect for it, Washington Commanders are talking about, building the stadium back in D.C. where it belongs, instead of Landover, Maryland, where it's like plastic.
Chicago Bears are in that same problem. It's like
it's the difference of it's drinking champagne from a paper cup.
Perfect analogy for it.
Right. And you just go, okay. And I kind of felt that way about the home run derby. Because It's the All-Star game, and it should be highlighting the best of the best of the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like directly in line, putting out the very best that Major League Baseball has. And my fear is that with the lack of buzz for this year's home run derby, that they start to tinker with this thing, right? You've already got the celebrity games in basketball.
Yeah, NBA's been tinkering for a hot minute.
Now
Mac McClung is the all-time dunk hero. They just bring him out of retirement.
Like, you're not even a dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I like Mac McClung. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make me super excited knowing that this is the last I'll see him, and I'm not going to see him in the NBA.
Well, but I mean, here's the thing: it's the NBA All-Star, not the G League All-Star slam dunk contest. It's what are you doing? We can name there are 10 dudes who never play even in the G League who can out dunk Mac McClung, but.
Well, I mean, do players just think it's not cool anymore? That's the other part of it.
Well, you've talked yourself out of doing it. It's load management. It's all the things you've talked yourself out of doing because you don't need the money anymore. You don't need the brand exposure. You don't need the partnerships, etc. And then you're left for other people to come up and make it worthwhile. And yeah, granted, if you said to me, I'm going to put first, second, and third year guys in the competition so you get to know them. Okay, but then what are you doing? Like, then why do it? The moment you tell me that you're not going to give me the best of the best, I lose interest. I
agree. The dunk contest for a long time, and I would have loved to see LeBron James, Giannis. I shout out to Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon for being the real high flyers. That Zach LaVine didn't do it. He was on a max contract with the Chicago Bulls, but he'd at least go out there. You just don't see. I mean, from the era when the best of the best, I think.
How many participants from this year's home run derby can you name without looking at the list?
Probably, like, I don't know. None. Who all goes out there? Is it even the best of the best, or is it just first, second, third year guys?
It's just dudes who decided that they would be willing to do it. I mean, listen, I'm a James Wood fan, but first year guy. He's played 170 games. Byron Buxton from Minnesota, Junior Caminero from the Devil Rays, Jazz Chisholm from the Yankees, O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates, Matt Olson from the Braves. Of course, he's got an asterisk by him. Cal Raleigh, of course, big dump is in. James Wood and Brent Rocker from the Oakland Athletics. Not exactly.
Yeah, might as well throw in Bryce Matthews, who just got picked up.
Right. Like, I mean, but they just did that. They just brought in a pitcher that's made, again, when you devalue your own thing, and I get crazy, and this, I get crazy in here when we do things that I think devalue the highest level of the ticket. Like, it's not fatal, but it also demeans what we're doing.
Yeah,
right.
You do enough of that, pretty soon the products as a whole is
right. I can't work at everybody else's standard. Like I didn't coach that way, I didn't play that way, I didn't practice that way. I just didn't. So that's a thing for me. And then you go back, and I want to point out a couple of things in this because I wanted to go back in time. Now, the home run derbies go back all the way back 50s. Televised home run derbies. And so in the days of 3 network channels and PBS, that they would record these half-hour home run derbies. And to tell you you're talking about Ernie Banks versus Willie Mays, Hank Aaron versus Willie McCovey. You did Mickey Mantle you weren't talking about the local Joe and Schmo. It was when you turned on the TV because you were going to see the best of the best. It was 2 guys, right? And then sometimes I think they would double up, right? So you would have 4, but imagine seeing Willie Stargell and Johnny Bench, and you go, oh,
it'd be a good half hour.
Okay. Okay. We're doing that.
Well, I feel like guys wanted to use it as a proving ground, right? To prove, or no, was they just pure entertainment and they understood the assignment?
Well, it was competition.
Yeah.
It was
We
competition.
seem to have lost that in all the All-Stars across the NHL's dues a little bit better, but across all the board, a lot of the All-Star shenanigans across all sports seem to lose
Tell
it.
me the difference between the names that we named and if you go back to this year's version of the home run derby, and you don't need to manufacture competition if the game is good.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's Aaron Judge, Shohei, you can pick 8 superstars. And then you tell me, okay, then we add in this year's home run leader. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. That makes all the sense in the world to me. But that's not what we're doing. And it's frustrating me because I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan. And I don't.
Do you think it's owners protecting assets?
I don't know what. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because Mark Cuban even had talking about the Olympics again, saying like he thinks it's unfair that we're sending our best guys. He wants to go back to the college because he's like, we're NBC makes a ton of money off of it. The NBA makes nothing. And my whole thing is, it's like, well, first of all, the NBA is not the only thing going on in the Olympics. It's an opportunity to play for your country.
But the Mavericks make money when a Dallas Maverick player plays in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Like he made money off of Luka being in the Olympics. So what's the complaint really? You're selling tickets and you're selling merchandise.
He literally stated that is one of the reasons why he left the Dallas Mavericks, because he was with the Olympics. He's fed up about it. I don't understand that at all from Mark Cuban's angle.
I would think that there are other things that
I don't want to paraphrase him. I'll find the actual.
Yeah,
quote,
but it would tell me that doesn't make math doesn't math. It doesn't add up. If you said to me that, listen, we're going to go, and James Wood's in the top 10 for home runs. So, yes, and he's a future star, 100%. But if it's Cal Raleigh, who has 38 home runs, having a season, a generational season, Aaron Judge with 35, Ohtani with 32, Suarez with 31, Schwarber with 30, Suzuki from the Cubs with 25, Crow Armstrong with 25, Riley Green with 24, James Wood with 24, Juan Soto with 23, Buxton, Pete Alonso. If you said to me that and again, you can make it so that you don't have to turn it into a marathon. You don't need 3 rounds to do this. It used to be, ready for this? You got 10 outs. You went once. And whatever you hit is whatever you hit.
Sometimes simplicity is better.
Right? So imagine for those, and you can build it up and you can do it in reverse order. Okay. The guy with 10th most goes first, and then you go all the way back to the stars or whatever you're doing. And then whatever it's worth, because this is your television event tonight. This is your event. You have a set aside day for it. And it's national television. So what are you doing? Like, put on the best thing. You have the captive audience. You have a chance to make fans of people who aren't watching baseball. And we know, even in this business, in the media business, there are people who don't watch baseball all year. Mm-hmm. So this is one of 3 nights that you have the entire sports eye in professional sports. There's no football. There's no NFL. There's no NBA. It's the summer league, but not the same.
Yeah.
No NHL, right? No NASCAR.
Wimbledon's over.
No
even
UFC.
Yep.
No UFC.
Yeah, UFC.
So you have 3 days where you control the airwaves and the content. And what you allow to happen is this. Now, tomorrow night, again, I'm not sure you understand what you're doing.
I was going to say, is there any devil's advocate that you can play, like the reasoning behind why this happens? Like, is it the player's interest? Is it owners? Like, I can't find the devil's advocate for why you wouldn't try to send the best of the best year in, year out. If
you're paying players $80 million a year, what motivation is there other than competition? It has to be competition. It has to be head-to-head, toe-to-toe. I'm better than everybody else. And there are people that are moved by that. Mm-hmm. But what do you say to Ohtani? Like, oh, you have to do it? No, but you want to make it worthwhile. And the millions of dollars in revenue should tell me that there's enough. But you're telling me that the owners are getting their cut of games that aren't being played by them. Yeah, you have players who are being played, who are playing, and then you're spending money. Now it's a break, right? Because 95% of the league is on vacation right now. This is their vacation. They get a break in a year. This is their break. So you have to do something for your players to make it worthwhile. That's when load management would make sense, right?
Yeah.
That if everybody else played a game on Sunday, and think about it, pitchers, if you're a starting pitcher and you pitch Thursday, you're not pitching again Sunday before the All-Star game. You're not pitching again until after the break. You're not pitching again until Thursday or Friday.
With the amount of games you have in the MLB, this is the one area where load management's the easiest to defend.
So the pitchers get a full week. Starting pitchers get a full week break. As a matter of fact, the people who started Thursday are going to go to Hawaii and then come back and fly into the next town that they're going to pitch in the day before, so they can rest, recalibrate, get their body right, all the stuff that goes on. But it becomes too much. It becomes too much. And so if we go back in time, and Cubsker, it's good to see you on here. Yeah, bring back the 10 outs. I think that was just fair, right? I thought that made sense. I'm not complaining about him being in the Derby. I just think that he needs to be there next to Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. Give me the beauty of seeing Barry Bonds' swing was that you also got to see Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty of seeing McGuire's swing is you got Sosa's and Canseco's. Like, you got to see, oh, look at this. Look at this. This was magnificent. It was brilliant to watch the contract. Like, there's a full contrast between the Bond swing, the Griffey swing, the McGuire swing, the Sosa swing. They weren't Canseco swing. They were not the same. They were not the same. Listen, I'd be fully okay with you flipping the script and going, hey, you know what? We're gonna let 10 pitchers have the home run derby. I'd watch that more than I'm watching what's currently happening.
Mm-hmm. More entertaining.
Right.
Be different because, like, I don't know. The best analogy I could be like, if you like Woods, it'd be like you're watching the NBA dunk contest and you get Anthony Edwards, but everybody else is your Mac McClung's G League pull-ups. Like, you're gonna watch Edwards, but outside of that, there isn't a whole lot of interest in it. You're just waiting for that. And if you don't want to go that way, then get fun with it. All centers dunk contest. All guards under 6'5" dunk. You'd have to find unique ways if you can't get the best of the best.
Okay, so let me reintroduce myself to people, especially on text line. So a texter said this: complain about James Woods being in the Derby. Tell us you don't know ball without telling us. That is the quickest way for me to never allow you to text. That tells me you don't know what you're talking about. That is just that. Why? Why would you text that in? One, that means you weren't listening.
Yeah, because you never said he shouldn't be there. You want the superstar. You need more stars with him.
I'm a Nationals fan. On my desk is a bobblehead of James Wood.
Mm-hmm.
James Wood. Stop it. Stop it. Literally talking about the history of the game. And if you can go back, and that's a dance I can do.
Well, this is the problem when you catch 30 seconds.
Not
the full story.
Okay. So anyway, which was my uncle's favorite word. My uncle's favorite word and my grandmother's least favorite word, because we would have these conversations and then he would go, anyway, which totally discounted everything else you were talking about. But those are Wood being in the top 10. Again, earned, not given to, but earned. But it's not the same as Juan Soto and his 23. Juan Soto has a bigger brand, a greater reach, and a greater resume than James Wood. Soto has 23 home runs. Wood has 24, 25. Okay, so we're good with that. Put them in. Let them do what they do. Yeah, Wood has 24. Soto has 23. But there's also more value in Pete Alonso because, hey, having a New Yorker, having two New Yorkers in the home run derby, never a bad thing for TV and social media. Never a bad thing.
Well, to your point, I'm looking at, most watched home run derbies through the years. These are just the top 10.
Yep.
You have 2017 sticks out as like one of the more recent ones. And who was the winner of that one? Aaron Judge. So obvious reasons why people drawn in. Otherwise, you got 08, 09, 04, 02. And then you have a 2021 and a 2015.
02 was the Giambi. That was the air quotes juice era where you had the run. And this is why you need the contrast, because you had the Ken Griffey run. You had the Bonds run, then the Griffey run. Griffey had won 2 years in a row. Then you got Sosa, Gonzalez, Giambi, and then it flipped again because Garrett Anderson, he had earned the right to be there, and then he produced on the big stage. We can go through the list through.
Yeah, Pete Alonso in 2021 was another big one, 7.1 million.
So Miguel Tejada,
though, is like all of the best years are you can't find anything outside of 2021. Otherwise, you're looking at the early 2000s and then maybe once in a while, early teens.
Well, this was the run that was intriguing to me, was that you had Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, Vladdy Jr. Wolf. And it's nothing. You can't tell me that this year's lineup has the same sauce.
Yeah, I'm going to take a wild swing and say it doesn't touch any of these top 10s.
And you could say, okay, based on, you know what, you get paid more. The more of these you've been in, the more money we pay.
I don't know what. To me, that's
pay
always
appearance
the easiest
fees and,
option. You have the money.
They really have the money.
If you want to sell the league, hey, owners, get together. Stop worrying about my precious assets so much. Let the guys compete. To me, that's the plague that's happened with how, and again, this isn't, calling anybody out, but the amount of money that all these professional teams have gotten is great. But at the same time, you've gotten to this ownership and GMs where it's like they are so protective over their quote unquote assets. They just don't want to let them do anything that isn't directly involved with their team and their pockets.
That money business thing at the top of all your decisions that's why I keep asking about what's the top of everybody's pyramid and why you do what you do. And if it's money and you're in business, and so you're certainly allowed. But if that's everything, if that overrides all the other good things for fans, always making money decisions will always hurt the fan. Inevitably, it will reach the fans. This year's home run derby, $2.5 million pool. Now, just off the cuff, that's not a terrible number, except that's a terrible number.
Yeah, if you're Shohei Ohtani, you can scoff at that.
That's a terrible number. That's a terrible number. The winner gets $1 million. Runner-up gets $750. Remaining participants get $150. Now, that's where young guys will step up, because that $150,000 is a sizable chunk for young players, and I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's Mac McClung.
It's everything for Mac. It's everything for him. It's everything for him. But to tell me that that's the right number, and that you're doing everything to give the fans, because that stadium is full. The stadium's full.
And broadcasting wise, to your point, you're competing with nothing.
The stadium is full, bro. Like for not a game. Not a game. So, James Wood has 3 outs left. He's hit 14 so far. And I love his swing. It's 6'7", left-hander. It always looks a little different coming off the bat. But historically, the names that have won this thing, and I did want to go back because I wanted to talk about power hitters, and then determining what power really is defined by. So when we say power hitters, home run's the first thing that jumps to mind.
Yeah.
Longevity. So not having power for a short period of time, right? Having real power where it doesn't come and go. And then extra base hits should play into that, right? So you're not just hitting home runs in singles. You should be banging some extra base hits. And then the other part of it in determining who the greatest power hitters are. Then the thing pops into my mind about there are people who are great power hitters that we don't talk about. We don't talk about much. And it's kind of interesting that when you look at the home run derby list, a player who put up ridiculous numbers, who in his time we gave credit to, but we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the Big Hurt now. We don't talk about Frank Thomas. I can't remember the last time a sportscaster talked about Juan Gonzalez. And he was a unit. The guy was a freak. But we don't talk about it. Even Cubs fans don't talk about Ryan Sandberg the way that they should. And it's remarkable. One of my favorite players was Eric Davis. And he flipped the bat as well as anybody. But in the first version of this type of home run derby, 1985, Minneapolis, and it couldn't be more appropriate. That first home run derby was won by Dave Parker, who passed away 2 weeks ago. And it just shows you the run that, think about this, 86, they had a tie.
Who was it in 86? Who tied? How does that happen?
Again, Darryl Strawberry.
Okay.
And Wally Joyner. We don't even talk about Wally.
I'd have to educate myself on Wally.
What? Oh, you don't know Wally?
I can't say I've heard a lot about
Wally was glorious hitting art. He was majestic. He was not the ideal home run. Like, I wouldn't have put him in that conversation, but that's why you have this competition. Because there are guys who could hit with power, but who choose to hit for average instead. Wally Joyner was one of those people.
Well, it's nice when you mix them in with the elites of the elite.
Smooth, buttery. Wallace, it was always funny because my roommate in college was a pitcher. And he had gone to a camp, and Wally Joyner was at the camp. And he came back, and he would never call him, from that day forward, he never called him Wally. Wallace, my boy. Wallace, my boy. It was always, there's some names on this list. I mean, Andre Dawson, Ruben Sierra, who from either side of the plate, one of the most unique swings ever. Cal Ripken Jr. won it at the Sky Dome, which fantastic. Mark McGwire winning it once. And you would think that McGwire would have participated more and racked them up. Him and Sosa. Nope. Both with one win. Bonds with one win. Bonds won it once. And I just think we missed a ton. That's all. But we'll talk about great power hitters. We'll talk about best pitchers too. I need your Mount Rushmore pitchers.
All right.
So we'll get that when we come back to one-on-one.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We strive to help people get into home ownership. That is the American dream. Having something that you can go home at night and say, this is mine, is very important. The great thing about Remington Homes is affordability.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. We give you a lot of choices, and you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting how sports talk works, and the way conversations are being held. Like our talent gets the freedom to talk about what they're good at talking about. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not asking anybody to talk about a thing that they don't know well enough. And there are people who have been. I mean, Sip will tell you he watches what he watches. He can't watch everything.
Yeah, he can tell you, what Husker in the year of '89 grew up in this small town.
Right, but he can't tell you who currently, is the starting pitcher in Major League Baseball All-Star game. Mm-hmm. But that's fine too.
Yeah, he's honest about it.
Right, that's fine too. Bill Bush will tell you, I'm a fan of some things. I'm not a fan of other things. Jake will tell you. Jake tries to involve himself, but Jake, if UFC or WWE came up, Jake would leave the room. Like it's just not his thing, and I'm fine with that. But I'm glad that baseball fans now have Nick and Austin doing that hour because it allows them baseball fanatics to talk. we had Kyle Perry who talked, for 3 years.
Yeah.
We had Kyle Perry who talked baseball. And
we got Tristan Gomez too, which is nice.
right.
He's
like
gonna
Tristan,
be another one's big. He's a big time baseball guy.
Right.
Apologies, I
Well,
can't
Rudy.
remember what school he played.
Well,
Yeah,
Rudy.
Rudy plays right now.
Right.
Tristan played
Omaha.
Division One.
Omaha.
There we go. Thank you.
So we have specialists, we have role players, but the core group of folks. I mean, again, with the Olympics coming up, you're going to meet athletes, and your curiosity is the important thing. You don't have to know everything, but your curiosity about it should be always at 10. Always. I'm always curious to find out why a thing is. I don't have to know everything about it, but it is my job to get to the question about it. Why is this the way it is? Why is this person famous? Why is this person considered the best? And that leads most of our conversations is, wow. See, I love our texters. Thompson Lincoln. He goes, as a wrestling fan, have you watched AEW?
Yeah, they missed you on Sunday. I forgot to mention that. They missed you.
Oh, man.
Me and we probably talked too much Lakers with LeBron James.
Oh,
trade,
man. Let me tell you. Yeah, AEW, it's Tony Storm. There's no, it's Tony Storm. I don't even care. Like, her press conferences are literally just, it should be its own show. Like, she made this list. She handwrote this note for her press conference, thanking people and telling other people to bleep off. And it was epic. And you just went, right, and you just go, oh, this is so good. It's so good. I just wish that she was a part of the evolution of that yesterday, which was epic. I'm a wrestling mark, and I'll tell you that I want what I want. And it bothers me that she's not over. And
a lot of people want Tony Storm. I mean, you're not the only one,
right? That you want her, and you want there's certain women you want over and certain guys you want over, and then you kind of get lost in the way. But this was a great wrestling weekend for a variety of reasons and several stories. So yes, AEW, when Tony's wrestling, yes. I watched I watched Dustin win the title and complete his story. Great for the Rhodes family that all three of them have had their moment. And he's stuck to it and earned it. Like, it wasn't given, it was earned. Like, Dustin, he could have quit 13 times. And now he's the old guy. Like, he's the Randy Orton version that he's been around that long. And he's evolved, and he's been several different characters and several different works. So for him to hang in there and evolve, and then to find his niche, to find his way and win the title and get the strap, made all the sense in the world. So it was a great weekend. So yes, I don't watch I don't know the entire AEW roster, but there's a handful of folks that I have eyes on, watching tonight to see what the Seth Rollins update will be.
What was the peak of AEW?
This is it.
Right here?
This is, Cody before he left.
They've always just had a few stars carry the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. I mean, but that's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
It's to give people a chance to remake themselves, rebuild themselves.
But then you get points where Tony's so damn big at this point. It's like, it feels like he's in the wrong league completely now.
It's the thing, right? So it's been interesting. And then in this business, everybody has their different, like, I'm not going to ask Harrison Arns to be DP Jr. That's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for the listener. I want you to be the best version of you, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. You may become an X's and O's guy. You may be a personality guy. You may be a local fan favorite. I want you to figure that out. And in that, I like the history of sports. I like the recycling of sports. It evolves and everything changes, and then ultimately comes back to it. Baseball is a power pitcher's game. It evolves, and there are those folks who old-fashioned hardball, and then the Maddox era, and you can go through, and in different eras you had different types of pitchers, different types of hitters were in play. I mean, the power issue, the juice era. was definitely its own. But
even the knuckleball died for a little bit, and it's coming back. You get some guys that are on the last legs of their career, and it's like, hey, can you throw a knuckleball?
Can you throw it? But they're teaching it to kids younger now.
Yeah. How do you feel? I mean, I guess it's fine, but
that one requires more science.
But some kids, when you see it, they have it. It's crazy.
There's a 12-year-old that is masterful with it, that has control of it that not even Phil Negro had. And he's starting to get traction. So it's a thing, but as it evolves, that even in the Juice era, Tony Gwynn was still Tony Gwynn. In the Power era, Ichiro is still Ichiro. Epic players. I mean, think about it. Ozzie Smith, there was one shortstop like him, and then there was the shortstop era of guys who defended the middle of the diamond. That happened every 20 years, because you go back into the late 60s where shortstops didn't hit. If they hit 240, but they were epic defensively. So the game evolves, and I like watching it. The same in the NFL, the same in the NBA. The game evolves. This version of the game will evolve. The Joker era will evolve into maybe the SGA era, maybe the length era. Maybe it goes back to power play. Maybe it goes back to cerebral movement, right? Majestic play calling. Every possession becomes everything. It will evolve, and it's happened. Showtime was a runoff. Now, that version of basketball hadn't been played because we had never had a 6'9" point guard who could play that way before, right? We didn't run the triangle because we didn't have a Jordan Pippen master mix. Like, we didn't have a Ron Harper who was willing to stand at the point and knock down threes at the top of the scene to create space for Jordan and Pippen to slash, and finding a five who, quite frankly, didn't need the ball in his hands the whole time. And it evolves.
Yeah, I don't even know if we knew what ball was before Kareem.
It evolved, right? That the Shaq Kobe Lakers was different than the Magic Kareem Lakers, which was different than the West Baylor Chamberlain Lakers.
Even the Kobe Powell Lakers.
Right. So you have to. So I love the history, which is why I often go back to history, just to measure. If I asked you to name your Mount Rushmore of pitchers all time, could be anybody, and you're never, and I used to say this to Tom Stevens all the time. When I ask you your opinion, you're never wrong, but you can never possibly get it entirely right. So
let me lean on
you get to build your perfect starting four. So you need your rotation, your starting rotation. And then I'll even flex and let you get one closer. So 4 starters. Text line, feel free to chime in. You can pick your 4 starters and a closer. Go.
All right. I'll use recency bias for the first one right now.
Okay.
Give me a Shohei Ohtani as a closer. We'll give him what Haas really wants.
He really does.
I'll lean on my godfather for this one. With the history, give me Koufax, Gibson, and then I'm going to need text line for a couple other ones. Because at this point now,
you're not going to be wrong, because in the range of it, if we said, most people think about it this way, the best pitchers of all time. Let me rattle off some names: Pedro Martinez, Nolan Ryan, Bert Blyleven is on my underrated pitcher list. Bert Blyleven, Tom Seaver is not. Tom Terrific is not talked about enough.
Okay.
Tom Seaver was a monster, and to think that the Mets, the '69 Mets, had Tom Seaver and Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson in the organization.
I'm taking. I got one more left because I took Pedro Martinez.
Okay. Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
He's in the real GOAT conversation. Clemens. You have to consider Kershaw. And we've forgotten how good Kershaw was. I think, of course, the award's named after Cy Young. You can go back to Spahn and Sane because they threw 400 innings. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Longevity for some of these guys, like when you go back and back, it's unreal. Like, maybe the numbers aren't as great, but you look at how different the game was.
Schilling, Randy Johnson.
I'm kind of leaning on Maddux.
Yeah, Maddux to me.
Let me see how long he played.
Maddux was. 18 years?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you get to that type of longevity and you're throwing.
Boy, he was
that
just
long.
good. He was that good. And the thing was that Maddox could have actually thrown 94, 95. Maddox said, screw it. I have better control at a lesser speed. Clemens was a dog. They said he did have a 5-year peak, but I'm not sure that even defines it. Yeah, I mean, think about it. 23 years. 23 years.
I know, it's insanity.
And this is what's funny, that he was so good that people said, well, his first 2 years weren't great, and his final 6 seasons weren't great. But those middle 15 years, he was something else. Yeah, he really was. You could take Smoltz. There's certain guys that I love because they if I had them as starters, I could also use them as closers. We don't talk about Jim Palmer enough.
Yeah.
Jim Palmer was the class of the league for a very long time. Jim Catfish Hunter was a guy that just for the A's.
Do you ever favorite as, like, you know, maybe not the best of the best, but just an entertainer? Like, this guy was just incredible to watch as a fan favorite.
Oh, this was easy. I'd never seen anything. Well, it would have to be two. Because Pascal Perez, who pitched for the Braves, wasn't a great pitcher, but he was the most entertaining guy I'd ever seen. Like, he was the guy, he would shoot guns at players after he struck them out.
Okay.
Pascal Perez was like 6'5", 160 pounds. He was just gangling all over the place.
That's a great 6'5", 160.
He had this Jerry curl afro that dripped, and so the story was that he was brought up to the majors, and he didn't know how to drive in Atlanta. So even people that know Atlanta get lost on the loop.
Yeah, it seems like a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. Well, he was late to his start because he was on the loop. He was on the loop for 45 minutes and couldn't get. And the other is Mark the Bird Fidrich. Fidrich played for the Tigers back in the day where Monday Night Baseball was the thing. Howard Cosell, it was the thing. And he came on. We had never seen anybody that talked to the baseball and patted the mound and, you know, rubbed the dirt and did all of that. I loved Fernando Mania. Valenzuela is one of the greatest to ever do it. We don't talk about him enough.
Mm-hmm.
That he could throw. He had the screwball, left-handed screwball. Yeah.
Probably the first time a lot of batters saw that.
Oh, his numbers. I think he won his first 12 starts, maybe. Yeah, Fernando is in the conversation of people we don't talk about enough. But those are the ones that I enjoyed the most. We'll talk about guys that you enjoy watch hitting. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmicrolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Off. Cleanup made simple.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Don't miss the 8th Annual Wing Fest on Saturday, July 26th at Haymarket Park from 5 till 8 p.m. Local restaurants will be serving wings from 5 to 7 p.m. with live music going until 8. Ice cream and beverages will also be available for purchase, and all the proceeds from the event will go to benefit students in the local community. Get your tickets today at wingfestlincoln.com and make sure you attend the 8th Annual Wing Fest at Haymarket Park on July 26th.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. You're listening to One on One with DP. Sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, poor Harrison, that during the breaks he gets. So I just introduced him to Pascal Perez.
Yeah, there's the character. He's having a lot of fun out there.
Wouldn't that be just a joy to watch?
Yes.
Right? Just to watch. And then I was telling the story, and I've actually found the clip. Former NBA player Marvin Barnes once refused to board a plane from Louisville to St. Louis with his team because the flight was scheduled to arrive Central Time, even though its departure was Eastern Time. He says, I ain't getting in no damn Time machine. He rented a car and drove instead. There are so many characters in sports. We spend so much time talking about just popcorn, but there's so many really fun, interesting stories. If you ever, I'm pretty sure your mentors talk when you talk about Koufax. Some of his science behind was crazy. Some of the thinking of Bob Gibson, to go through Tom Seaver and what he went through in New York. The 86 Met team was just filled with character after character after character. The Yankees during their run, the Billy Martin, Reggie years, the friction between Reggie and the other players and why it was. There's so much stuff that we don't talk about because we end up talking about the same ESPN pablum.
Yeah, social media I think helps a lot with that.
Well,
with you just pay attention what's in front of you.
My thing is this. This is why one-on-one, you never know where we're going because we're going on the time machine. Matter of fact, I need to do a whole show of just time. Let me take you back in time.
Yeah, you got.
Let me take you.
Who was the player that wouldn't want to get on it? You could name it the
Marvin Barnes.
The
Marvin Barnes time machine. We got two. So one says Nolan Ryan, Greg Maddux, Tim Lincecum.
That's a good name.
The big unit with the relief pitcher Lee Smith, closer Mariano Rivera, and then Cubsker says, "Give me big unit." Maddox, Kershaw, and Kerry Wood. Kerry Wood. Again, we can't miss. That Cubs starting lineup was nice, though. That was nice. That Kerry Wood, if they had he and Pryor, if they had taken care of them, the Cubs would have had an epic run. But that's but I was raised on the Baltimore. So the Senators moved away. Washington Senators moved away to Texas, become the Texas Rangers. So my stepdad would drive me to Baltimore because he knew how much I loved baseball. And he would drive me to Baltimore on the weekends. And their starting lineup, they had 4 20-game winners in the same starting lineup. Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar, Jim McNally, Dave McNally, and Pat Dobson. And their closer was, they had 2 guys who closed. Well, they had 3. They had Tippy Martinez, left-hander. Love Tippy. Don Ossie, who had another great white afro. Don Ossie had, he was epic. And then, but their setup guy was the starting power forward on the great NC State 1974 basketball team. Monty Tao, Rivers, David Thompson, Burleson, and Tim Stoddard. Tim Stoddard was the Orioles setup guy at 6'7", and
what was he throwing?
Heat, just mad gas, mad gas, man, mad gas. They named him the Bird. Tim Stoddard the Bird. That was
sense.
But 4 20 game winners in the same. Better. I thought that rotation was better than the Braves with Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine. And Steve Avery, who won 16 games but never got to 20 for the Braves. So that was the year. Yeah, back in the time machine. Yeah, Harrison, we're going to. Oh, by the way, before we go, in order to help you organize, of course, I get goodies sent to me. In order to help you organize, kind sir, you have your own now. Bears, leather, legal pad. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do. I know you care. That's why I have to say that I appreciate you. So
appreciate it, DP. Don't go anywhere though. I'll carry another Aldo Soda here on Ticket Weeknights, and then we got plenty of replays, best of the ticket as well before we wrap up things here tonight. Appreciate you guys listening, but like I said, don't go anywhere.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org. today.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily